Mark, let's talk about the Alaska Senate race. This was an open primary, which means it includes candidates from all parties, with the top four now going on to the general election this November. And it looks like it's going to be a showdown between the incumbent, Senator Lisa Murkowski, and Kelly Tshibaka, who was endorsed by Trump. What's your takeaway from the primary results here, and what do we expect from this big election come fall?
Yeah, Joe, my takeaway is that we're going to have to wait until November. And the overall margin was pretty close between Lisa Murkowski, who ended up emerging with the most votes last night, and
Okay, hold on. Ranked choice voting is the ultimate glass shield for the Washington establishment. Murkowski relied on that confusing system to survive the voters back in 2022. But the glass is cracking. A massive grassroots movement is rising up right now to pass ballot measure 2 and tear down that exact system. And with Elon Musk's surging funding to back the repeal, the ground is literally shaking. But wait until you see who just landed in her state.
All right, folks, we're here at the State Fair, and so much is happening, but there's also some politics at play. I'm here with Scott Presler. I call him the Pied Piper of Republican registration, but now he's looking around and checking out the voter rolls to see who should be on them and should not be. You've been very busy in Pennsylvania, haven't you?
Yes, sir. I actually just got in from Philadelphia County just several hours ago, and now we're here at the York State Fair.
All right, explain how this math works. You're trying to find out if there are non-citizens that potentially could be voting. How do you figure that out?
Yes, there's a state law in Pennsylvania that says there's something called a non-juror list. Those are people that are disqualified from serving as a juror for reasons of medical, or maybe they no longer live in the county, right, or they're a non-citizen. So according to state law, those lists shall be maintained and open to public inspection and have the reason for disqualification. So what I've been doing is meticulously going across 67 counties, getting the non-juror lists which show non-citizen.
Okay. And then you take the results and do what?
And then I cross-reference those results with the voter rolls to determine if any of those non-citizen, non-jurors are on the voter rolls.
So potentially they could have voted, and now we don't know that for sure yet, but you're seeing those potential people shouldn't be on the list according to you.
Well, I'll tell you, in Philadelphia yesterday, we recorded 1,935 non-jurors, and of those, we ran them through the system. There are a potential flagged 500 of the 1935 that are flagged as potential alien voters.
We have some video of you scrolling through your phone and how many things that you have found in Chester County, things like that. The SAVE Act is where you're going with all of this, and I know that you would love to see that passed.
Yes.
It's got some resistance, so you're calling out senators who have not decided to stick around and do that. What about the idea of stripping it down, just making it voter ID, not also getting rid of basically of mail-in voting and having to show proof of citizenship?
Well, there's miscommunication. Let's be crystal clear. The Save America Act is only photo voter ID and proof of citizenship. There is nothing in the bill that talks about banning mail-in voting. That's something that President Trump has been advocating for, and that's the reason why Senator Fetterman doesn't want it. The Save America Act is only proof of citizenship, photo ID, but on behalf of the American people, we are willing to take something over nothing. Attach Save America Act to Budget Reconciliation 3.0. That is the pathway forward.
But would you be okay if it was just show an ID, at least this time?
I would want to make sure we also have citizenship, because in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we have truck drivers, we have other people that are non-citizens that can show an ID.
There's been a few here and there that have happened. One more thing on this. You know, we've had a Senate, the state Senate has been run by, or at least majority Republicans for a while. With all these numbers out there, all these questions, why do you think they haven't brought this up and wanted to really evaluate this if it's such a problem?
I think they realize they're the minority. We have a Democrat governor, we have a Democrat state house that won't put forth election integrity, and the state Senate really is the firewall right now. I think they view themselves as stopping the governor from pushing forth reckless and dangerous legislation with a trifecta state government. They are only 2 seats away from losing to Democrats having full control.
We don't like any non-citizens voting, people that shouldn't be voting doing it, but it's such a small number. What would you say to folks who are like, okay, it's one here, it's one there, does it really matter?
I want to speak directly to the American people. In 2008, Al Franken was elected by 312 votes. In New Jersey, Governor Mikey Sherrill, Democrat, said that 6,600 illegal aliens are on the voter rolls, and 400 of those voted. 400 is more than 312. Anyone that says that 400 is a low number, a statewide election was decided by that. Yeah. John Duarte lost by 187 votes as a congressman in California, 187 votes. And Michelle Steele in California lost her race by 653 votes. And one last one.
Okay.
Iowa was decided by 6 votes in 2020. I know my stats.
You know your stats. Are you changing anyone's minds? Because we know how entrenched people are on their sides, and as soon as they see you, they go, that's that guy. But are they listening to that guy?
I think the hair wins them over. I think when they see the hair and my jovial nature, but more importantly, you know who came out in support of basically the Save America Act? James Carville, one of the lead proponents of the Democrat Party.
I would love to see you two go on tour together. That would be a beautiful thing.
That would be amazing.
That would be, okay.
And he did an interview from bed. I wish I could do that.
I guess sometimes. He's actually out with the people. Will he be out here the rest of the weekend?
I'll be here throughout the weekend.
All right. Scott Pressler, everybody, if you want to talk to him, he's willing to talk to you. And if you have questions for him like we just did, he'll answer them. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you guys.
There you go. That is what relentless activism looks like. They know non-citizen voting is a direct threat to our republic, and they are refusing to blink. When Washington politicians ignore the voters, you have to show up on their porch like a landlord collecting past due rent. And that is exactly what is happening. A huge crowd just cornered Senator Murkowski on her home turf in Fairbanks, Alaska, and they are not leaving empty-handed. Watch how this starts.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Pressler. I'm here with Jenny Beth Martin, and we are in Fairbanks, Alaska, because respectfully and peacefully, we must put pressure on Senator Murkowski to do.
Notice what he did not say. There is no name-calling, no screaming, just one simple demand on behalf of the American people. They are peacefully turning up the heat because they know they have the moral high ground. But do not mistake polite words for a weak stance. They are dropping a heavy anchor on election integrity, and they are demanding real results right now. Listen to exactly what they are asking for.
The right thing. We demand proof of citizenship. We demand photo voter ID.
That is it. Proof of citizenship and photo voter ID. This is not some fringe demand, no matter what the legacy media tries to tell you. The establishment is terrified because the curtain is being pulled back on their scams, and they cannot hide in the shadows forever. Just wait until you hear the final number he drops on them, because the room absolutely erupts. Watch how this ends.
And 84% of Americans want the Save America Act.
That is what real momentum looks like. 84% is a massive supermajority. They elected a senator to represent Alaska, not a rubber stamp for Washington bureaucrats to slide across the desk. With the grassroots demanding voter ID and Elon Musk funding the push to repeal ranked choice voting, the fortress walls are finally crumbling. The people are taking their elections back. Tell me I am wrong in the comments. If you want to see how we got here, check out my last video right here.